First, I'll change the background color to something more comfortable for me. I tap on the Background tab. Here you can choose the background color. I go to the Color tab. And here in the palette, you can select the shade you need. I'll choose a lighter one, light gray. In the same tab, I'll also add a reference image of the Milk Jelly blush container to make the work easier. Tap on the empty image slot, press Import, and choose a photo that is already saved on my iPad. You can download reference images from the internet. There are plenty of them available. The reference image can be transformed and scaled using your fingers. You can zoom and scale it freely. After you've placed the reference where you want it, just tap once on the screen to exit the reference edit mode. Next, we go to the Scene menu. We delete the base sphere. We don't need it. Then tap the plus icon and add a cylinder. For creating this milk jelly blush container, we'll mainly use a cylinder. In the cylinder edit mode, we can increase the dimensions and increase the number of vertical segments. In the background settings, you can also adjust the overlay so the model becomes semi-transparent, and you can see the reference image behind it while building the 3D model. On the right side, there is a symmetry panel. Here I change the symmetry method from world to local. So symmetry is applied relative to the center of the container, not the center of the world. This way, even if we move the model, the symmetry will stay correct and always remain centered on the container. Now, by holding the orange circle on the gizmo, we can scale the cylinder proportionally. I scale it down. To scale proportionally on all axes, always use the orange handle. In the Scene menu, I press Clone for the cylinder and hide it for now so it doesn't get in the way. We'll continue working with the first cylinder. I keep adjusting the scale to match the size of the bottom part of the milk jelly blush container. In the Operation tab, I apply smoothing so the cylinder becomes more rounded, similar to the bottom shape of the container. Next, I cut off the top part using trim. I tap Trim, choose Rectangle, and cut the top to make it flat. In the Voxel tab at the bottom, I increase the resolution and perform a remesh. Then I smooth it again in the Operation tab to get clean, sharp edges. Now I select the second cylinder that was hidden earlier and start shaping the middle part of the container. I scale it again to match the reference shape. I clone the cylinder and extrude the top part. I clone the middle cylinder once more and create a decorative protrusion. Another decorative element on the middle part of the container will be made using a torus. I create a torus, increase its dimensions to make it smoother, and by pulling the green handle, I reduce its thickness. I scale it and place it into position. Perfect. Now I clone the top cylinder and start creating the blush insert itself. The rounded top part will be made using a UV sphere. I create a UV sphere, increase its dimensions, and scale it. So it fits nicely. Then I cut off the unnecessary part using trim. Great. Now I remove the overlay. We don't need it anymore. So the model is clearly visible. I select the blush cylinder and the UV sphere. In the Scene menu, I check both objects and press Join. Now they are merged together. To properly merge the mesh, I go to the Voxel tab, increase the resolution, and press Remesh. Then I apply a bit of smoothing in the Operation tab. Now everything looks clean and matches the reference. I do the same with the middle part of the container. I select the cylinder, the protrusion, and the torus, Join them together, remesh and smooth. Now they become a single solid piece. Next, we need to create the inner hole in the container, where the blush insert sits. For this, I use mask. I tap on the container. It becomes fully masked. Now I remove the mask only from the top part. I choose Select Mask. Make sure Unmask is active, the eraser icon. Choose Rectangle, and remove the top part of the mask. Then I go to the Select Mask settings and adjust the thickness to a value that works best. After that, I press Extract. I clear the mask. It's no longer needed. And delete the original cylinder that was used for the extraction. I increase the resolution, remesh, and smooth to sharpen the edges. Now the main milk jelly blush container is finished. All that's left is the cap. To create the cap, I clone the bottom part of the very first cylinder. I need to flip it. I do this using the snap function and choose 90 degrees. Now it flips perfectly. Next, I need to stretch it evenly so it doesn't deform. I mask the top part using Select Mask and Rectangle. Select only the top area of the cap. Then pull the bottom part and adjust it to the desired length. I clear the mask. We also need to create the inner hole inside the cap. I do this the same way as with the main container. Mask, remove the bottom part and extract. I delete the original cylinder, and the cap remains. That's it. I make a few final size adjustments and everything is ready. See you in part 2, where we'll work on textures and then move on to lighting.